Not forsaking your. Oh, hi. I just reading the scriptures. Must be Wednesday. You're back. Good to see you. This morning during my devotions, I found the answer, but I wasn't sure of the question. So later this morning, I was meeting with a young man in our church, and he posed a question to me, and I go, "Well, that's the question. God already gave me the answer in my devotions, but now I know the question." The question the young man asked me is, if this is truly the end, if we're the last generation before Christ returns, then what should we be doing? How should we be living? Well, that's an excellent question. I think we should all be asking it. The world has never been more ripe for a world dictator to come and fix all our social injustice problems and our world economic problems and to fix our world health problems. We need someone to rescue us, and the world is looking for that person who will turn out to be the Antichrist. So, how should we be living with the idea that this could be the end? Well, Hebrews 9:25 is the passage that you've quoted. Many Christians quote. We use it all the time, but most of us quote it and don't quote the whole verse. Let's see what the whole thing says. Not forsaking our own assembling together. Well, it's been hard to assemble together with COVID and churches closed and churches partially open and all that stuff. But not forsaking your own assembling together, as is the habit of some. It's become a habit now for us not to assemble. But encouraging one another. Now, we often stop there, but it says why we should assemble and encourage one another, and not necessarily in big institutional groups, but in small groups. We should do it all the more as you see the day drawing near. The day. What day is that? Well, it's the return of Jesus Christ. When Jesus comes to rescue his church. The world is getting worse, and it's going to get worser. But before it gets its worst, Jesus is going to come and rescue us, because we don't have to go through all that junk. So get rescued by Jesus Christ. Look forward to that day. But what do you do while you're waiting for Christ to return? Well, you don't look to the institution to save you, whether the institution is a church or whether it's a government. What you do is you get together with other Christians, and we meet together, encouraging one another, waiting for Jesus to rescue us, Jesus to save us. You see, what you and I need more than anything else right now is to get together in the smallest of groups. I would suggest groups of 3. It seems to be a magic number. Jesus had Peter, James, and John that he focused on. And if you get together in groups of 3 of people of the same sex, then you'll share your heart, you'll share your deepest struggles. If you're in a couples group, which is wonderful, and I think you should be in one, you may not, however, share what's going on, especially if it has to do with your marriage. So you need to get together with other people, small group, where you can share, hey, I'm struggling with this or that. Maybe it's an addiction on the internet or with a substance. Maybe you're having thoughts of suicide, you're so depressed. Well, who are you going to share that with? You need someone who can pray with you, you can share with, and you should do that every week. So here's what I'm telling you to do. As your pastor and from the scripture, find a couple other people. If you're a man, find a couple other men. If you're a woman, find a couple other women. And get together once a week. Now, you may not want to Zoom. I know you're sick of Zooming, and I am too, and maybe you don't want to do FaceTime, but get together just talking on the phone, or if you feel safe, wear a mask and get together in public and share your hearts and pray for one another. And we need to be doing that. That's what the church is supposed to be doing right now. Ministering to each other and praying for one another as we are the church. So what's the question? The question is, how should we live if these are the end times? And the answer is, we should be getting together with other believers and encouraging one another and stimulating one another to love and good deeds. God bless you. Until next time, aloha.